Hello, everyone. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the Print-on-Demand Mastery Course, Session 6. So in Session 5, we transitioned to work on and start on our own designs for our own products. We connected our stores. Hopefully, everyone got that done. If you didn't get it done, you can type in the chat that you didn't get it done. Just let me know. I do want to know if any of you still need some help. If you were able to or not able to successfully connect your store, if you ran into any problems, because the goal is to automate this as much as possible. And one of the ways you do that is you use the integration that's available between, in this example, Etsy and Printful in order to automatically fulfill your orders. I hope that you were able to play with Canva a little bit more and create some designs that you feel comfortable uploading. So we went through and we talked about that. I showed a couple of examples and I did an exercise. So I want to know, is there anyone on the call that wasn't able to at least create a design in Canva, wasn't able to download it or get it uploaded to Printful? And okay, I understand. I haven't yet. Okay. Just know that there's still the opportunity to do so. And if you want to do it in class today, as I'm talking, you're more than welcome to. And in that way, at the end of class, I can open it up and answer questions. I do understand there's all kinds of stuff that happens. I have had nonstop doctor's appointments and tests myself. So it is crazy busy for everyone, and I completely get it. But I do want you to take a stab at creating your design. I do want you to take a stab at connecting your store to Printful. And I want you to submit, publish, or at least create your first design on Printful and have it pushed to your Etsy store. I would love to have that happen before the end of this call. If not, if you want to talk offline, you are more than welcome to connect with me, and I am happy to help you. Okay, so we're going to move on. I'm going to give you some great information, and if you want to make your designs in the background, you're more than welcome to do that. So today, this is session 6. We're talking about creating and developing your product. We actually did do some designs before a little bit, and we played with Canva a little bit. So hopefully you've had the opportunity to get in there, play with the tool. The more you use it, the more comfortable you get with it, the better you're going to get at using it. And there are other design tools that are out there that are similar to, but not exactly the same as Canva. So if you don't want to use Canva, if there's another tool you like out there, then feel free to use that, because it's all about what you feel comfortable using. If you've been working with a tool for years, use what you know, if it's something that works for you. But the goal is to create that design. So if you haven't created design, please do that. Choosing your products that you're going to put it on. So we did talk about that in session 5, and we saw the variety or options that were available in Printful. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to play with superimposing your designs onto a product. I do want to show you today, and I think I've shown, I've taught so many classes, so I have to make sure when I actually showed it, but you can actually test, upload your design to a product on Canva. Canva does have print-on-demand functionality. And so I will do that at the end of class to show you what it would look like. We're going to talk about creating your listing images and your listing, which we've actually already gone through your listing in session 3 and 4. And so we covered a little bit of it in session 5. But we're also going to talk about bulk and variation listings, optimizing your listings, and order fulfillment, what you need to know about those things when it comes to your physical products. So with that, let's get into it. Before we take a deep dive into creating your listing or looking at listings, we're going to talk about some of your options. Now, this is not all of them by any stretch of the imagination. This is just a little sprinkling of what's available to you. The possibilities are sort of endless when it comes to what you can do, who you can use, and how you use them. So the first column is the vendors / providers, in some cases, or suppliers. Sometimes they're called suppliers, sometimes they're called vendors, sometimes they're called providers. You can decide which term you like, but they are the people that are going to print your amazing design onto a product and ship it to the customer for you. So whichever term you want to use, I normally use vendors for that, or suppliers. Now I keep getting stuck on the word provider. But in any case, again, this is not the inclusive list of all of the possible print on demand suppliers. So Printful is the one that we are working with in this class, and we're playing with in this class. Guten and Printify and Printora, Thinkable, Ink, Threadable, sorry. Redbubble, Sunfrog, Gear, Bubble, Teespring, which has changed, T Launch, Merch by Amazon, Zazzle. And then some of you have the opportunity to use a local printer. There are printers in your community, depending on where you live and how big or small your city is. So if you're doing something like t-shirts for a church, summer camp, again, something, if you don't pursue it this year, put it on your plate for next year. If it's not for a summer camp, not just for churches, I mean, you've got STEM camp, you've got basketball camp, you've got soccer camp, you got baseball and football camp. You have all kinds of camps out there, math camp and chess camp, all kinds of camp, swim camp. And so the number of t-shirts that are going to be produced over the next 2 to 3 months, or 2 months at least, is going to be crazy, because around the US, parents are putting their kids in all kinds of summer camp programs, and most of those summer camp programs comes with some kind of swag, some kind of something, whether it is a cinch sack bag that the kid's going to bring with them every single day to camp, or whether it's a t-shirt. It could be any number of things, including stickers. So the print on demand game just goes up exponentially in the summertime. And if you don't have kids, like, talk to someone who does have kids, and they'll tell you about the crap or stuff that your child brings home, their children bring home from camp. They get all kinds of stuff, hats, socks, whatever, and even the little Frisbee tossed little nylon things. We refer to it, when I was working in corporate, we call it trinkets and trash. It's still trinkets and trash. They give the kids stuff with the brand name on it. They want it to be memorable. The kids are going to hang it on their wall. They're going to tell mom and dad, I want to go back to that camp next year. There's a reason why they do it. Okay. So this is, again, your opportunity to think about, okay, we're playing with Printful, but what you use, family reunions, weddings, the list is endless. It's so endless. This is your opportunity. If you don't want to work for Printful, again, as part of this exercise, we're playing with Printful. Doesn't mean you have to stay there. There's other providers available, but you need to understand some of the basics, just like we talk about the basics of a listing. Regardless of what platform, there are some basics about a listing. You're going to create a title. You're going to have a description. You're going to have some images. You're going to figure out how it's going to be shipped, or if you're paying for shipping or they're paying for shipping. And then you got to respond to questions. Like the responding to questions is not necessarily part of the listing, but it could be, because of the fact that people might have a question about your listing. Hey, is it this size? Does it come in this color? Can you give me a blah, 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 whatever it happens to be. But there's some basics about a listing, regardless of whether you're listing it on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Walmart, Shopify. It doesn't matter. There's some basics. Same thing with your print on demand providers or suppliers. There's some basics. So even if Printful is not where you end up landing, some of the basics that you need to know about using a print-on-demand supplier can be taught to you by playing with Printful for just a little bit. You can switch it up. Next is the tools. There's so many different tools that you can pick from, so many different tools you can use. Some of them will help you to create your designs. Some of them you will be grabbing images from. Others you will be using their amazing font or other things that they might sell you. And then there are other tools that will help you to do some of your research and some of your analysis regarding, whether or not should I do this niche, or should I not do this niche? What should I do? So we've already gone through the list. We got, Canva is the one we're playing with. You've got Free Pick, which is all royalty free. You've got, Pick Monkey, Be Funky. You've got so many different names. Creative Markets, Creative Fabrica. Place It is one of them that I suggested that you create an account for so that you can create that cluster photo for Etsy. Everbee, E-Rank, Sales Samurai, Marmalade. I don't even know if I'm saying that right because when I look at it, I want to say Marmalade, but anyway. So those are great tools to be able to help you to make some decisions about your niche, to compare your competitors, or to figure out how competitive the keyword is that you're using or what you're going into. I'm going to guarantee you're going to find competition everywhere for anything that you want to sell, whether it is costumes for dogs or whether it is wine glass tumblers for moms. Like, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be competition. I don't want you to talk yourself out of just jumping into the game because there's too much competition. The question becomes, how much can you put up? Now, I don't know how many of you have been following me for years, but there's a couple of guys that I really like, and they do print on demand, or they used to do print on demand. And they sort of like put their business in park and decided, well, they've ventured out. There's a lot of things that they do. Now they're sort of, I don't know, angel investors to some extent because of the fact that they grew their businesses so big. But Stephen and Nate Hibbert, Stephen is one of my great friends, and those guys are doing the backstroke in dollars, and I'm excited for them. But I recently talked to him last week, which was so funny. And his philosophy when he was doing print on demand, and he still believes that it holds true, is he would create a design and put it out there in the market, put variations of the same design. So let's just say that this week on Ted Lasso, which is a show that I watch, they said something about, what was the phrase that the father said? Had something to do with something about moving forward. I can't remember the exact phrase right now. It escapes me. But anyway, it had something about something that related to moving forward. So what Stephen and Nate would do would take that quote, again, is copyrighted because of the fact that it's part of a movie, part of a script. And so the Screenwriters Guild you could get in trouble for that. But if you do a variation on it and maybe put a beard on a t-shirt or a hat or a coffee mug or whatever, you do a variation of the quote and put a beard on it. And those people who like Ted Lasso, who follow him, will know exactly where you got that from. It's season 3, episode 7. And what Stephen would do is that he would put up oodles and oodles of variations of the same design. So he would take that one and maybe put up 50 of them. He would change the font, same quote. He would change up the beard, same quote. He would change the font again. He would change the font color. He would change the background. He would do so many of them, 50 of them. And then he would figure out which one was the one that resonated with the audience. His philosophy, and he talks about this to this day because he has some strong opinions about my eCom planner, which I greatly appreciate. And he said, I would have just put them all out and let the market decide, what colors or which covers they like and all this other stuff. But anyway, he would put it out to the market. And so of the 50, maybe 3 of them will be the top selling. And he would take the other 47 down and he would focus on those 3 and just get sales on them. But he would do so many different variations of the same product. And he used to use Adobe. He liked Adobe to do that, him and his brother. He would also do research, of course, use different research tools. And so this is coming from a person that's clearly made over 7 figures in this space. And his philosophy was flood the market. Now, not everybody believes that that is a good philosophy. But for him, from a financial standpoint, it worked. His stuff is they still get residual checks. They still get checked. I'm just talk to him all the time. And I'm like, yeah, so did you just recently get a check? Yeah. And I tried to go take all my listings down from Amazon merch, but Amazon just is like, we're still printing them. We're still printing them. He's like, okay, fine. I'll take your check. So yeah, he's still getting paid to this day because of the way that he ran his print on demand business. His print on demand business was so successful that his younger brother, Nate, actually traveled around the US. He went to every state in the union, I think twice. He just did that. And he worked remotely, and their VA team was in the Philippines, and they would create designs. So this is true. This is all true. And I just like, okay. So I just want you to know that there are possibilities. Now, will you crank out a design and do 50 variations or 100 variations of it? Most likely not. But if you have the bandwidth, you have the time, or maybe you have a VA, or maybe you're going to use the AI tools we're going to talk about in session 11, you could do that. So I just want you to know that you don't have to limit yourself at all. So I would encourage you to take a look at, I suggested that you create an account with eRank already, but Everbee, Sales Samurai, and Marmalade are also great tools. So again, we're starting off with one. You may evolve and switch to another one and decide that that one is better for you. The goal is just to give you some information to make some additional decisions. And then if you want to, you got to decide whether or not you're going to work on creating simple designs or more complex designs. Whether or not you're going to use a freelancer, an independent person like Fiverr, someone from Fiverr, or a freelancer to do it, or whether or not you're going to use an agency. There's different agencies that will do designs for you. Design Pickle does them. Floxy will do designs. You just have to tell them what you want and they'll do that. There's also AI tools. So, and Graphic Rhythm Designs also does design. So you need to decide, like, if you're going to do them yourself, are you going to hire a freelancer? Are you going to get those that are already pre-made for you? If you get them pre-made, just make sure that you understand the licensing use of any designs that you did not make yourself. And make sure that you understand the licensing restrictions or use of what you produce using tools, okay, different tools. So that's my, suggestion to you. You can decide what you want to do. And we will be putting this list in your back office. So we have a more extensive list. I think there's like over 50 to 75 print on demand suppliers, and I don't know how many tools. I feel like there's at least 25. So we're going to have an extensive list that you'll be able to go into your back office inside of eCom Sellers Mastery and download it. And hopefully it will be a blessing to you and help you as you go on this journey. Or you may decide you want to stick with a specific one. There's a lot of people who stick with the same ones. They like the ones that they're using. So let's talk about some of these suppliers that are out there. There's Printful, which is the one that we are using as part of this course. And so there's pros and cons with every supplier. Just going to point out a couple. I'm not going to go through all of these. You can come back and watch the replay and then read the rest of the text. But the thing is that you'll have access to multiple products on Printful. It is one of the most well-known ones. So getting used to it and getting comfortable with it is helpful. If you're a person who sold on eBay and then transitioned to selling on Amazon, again, the platforms are different, but there's some things that are basically the same. Every listing has to have a title, a description, an image. So, and you got to know how you're going to ship it or how it's going to get to the customer, whether or not the customer is going to pay shipping or not. These are some of the basics. So even if you decide you don't want to stick with Printful, you're going to have some basics that are going to be similar or the same on the other platforms as well. It does have a mock-up generator that you could use as creating your listings. And just know that you don't always have to keep all of your designs on Etsy. If you don't want to use the integration tools, you don't have to. You can fulfill your orders directly with Printful if you want to, depending on, again, what type of store you set up. I will tell you that I think like with Weebly and Wix and some of the other website builders that actually have like storefront functionality with them, they do have some integration with Printful as well. So you won't always have to manually fulfill the order yourself, but it's just something to keep in mind that if you don't want to do the integrations, you don't want it automated, you can manually do it. They will give you a 20% discount on samples. The downside of Printful is that they are a little costly, and that's true. You can see the prices yourself. But again, just getting used to the platform and the tool, quite helpful to play with. So it's a great platform to start off with new sellers, because you can see everything is more intuitive, I feel like, on that platform compared to any other platform. And so I think some of the other platforms, you have to figure some stuff out a little bit. And this one is pretty straightforward. They have a lot of great training videos as well. The next one is Printify. I do like Printify. Just want you to know that they are a global vendor, and they are, unlike Printful, like Printful owns their printing locations. Well, Printify does not. They kind of do contracts with other vendors. So even though it's under the umbrella of Printify, they may not, Printify is not actually printing it. They're outsourcing to different providers. So you can get a little bit of inconsistency. And that's the thing you want to be mindful of if you use Printify. But you can also get some great quality. Great thing is, if you ever play with Printful, you can also choose some of your suppliers in there. But the quality is good, and the service is good. And if you have something that's a lot of colors, and I would encourage you to definitely get samples with any of these print-on-demand suppliers. And there's Redbubble. If you are an artist, if you are really talented, and I will say that I am not, but if you are really talented and you can make some amazing stuff, then Redbubble might be for you. You can create designs, so you can sell any kind of creative item that you make on Redbubble. They have a lot of different options as well. They do have good quality products. There is a service fee if you decide that you're going to sell on Redbubble, and sometimes the print quality can be an issue. The base prices can change very quickly, so these are things that you want to be mindful of. But again, it's still a good platform to sell on. So, and if you don't want to set up your own website, and you don't want to do your own marketing, then Redbubble is an excellent choice. So for those people who don't want to set up their own website. I think the other thing about Redbubble is, yeah, you can sell your, if I remember correctly, if you are a great artist and people decide to take your design and use it, like, you can get paid royalties if other people use your designs, if I remember correctly. Sellfy is another platform. So they have monthly plans. They do have, some people say, some glitches with the software. I don't know. I haven't experienced any. There's no commission or transaction fee. They have 40 color variations and white label customization options available. So those people who want to do some white label stuff, which indirectly, it feels like print on demand is really part of that white label community anyway, then that's a great opportunity for you. And again, thinking through next summer, as I talked about the 9,000 things that people will be doing, look into Sellfy, because you could potentially use them to help you with your storefront. There is a site that I like that is free. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can create your own storefront using Google Sites. And so if you're a person that's wanting to create a storefront and establish a brand and be able to present this to, daycares and churches and other summer camp companies to show the legitimacy of you building up your business, go get a free website. Do it free instead of paying a monthly amount. Because anytime that you're starting up something, like, if you can get it for free, do it for free. Save yourself some money, invest the money somewhere else. Okay. Next is Guten. Guten has a variety of products. If you want to go check them out, I think they're worth looking at. They also have some integrations directly with some of the other e-commerce platforms like eBay and Amazon and Shopify. You want to go take a look at that. There's no sign-up fee. There are some things that are a little high, and there's no support, not much support for marketing. So they can integrate your existing products onto other e-commerce platforms. So I like Guten, I will tell you that. Next is Spring. If you Google Teespring, it will say in big letters, Teespring is now Spring. So I don't know when they're going to change the URL, because you can still go to Teespring. Because it's been this way for a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe they'll eventually, maybe they're waiting to buy the domain. It could be that they're waiting to buy the domain. Who knows? But anyway, they're called Spring now. And they have a lot of mock-up options. Again, different products that you can put them on. And they're going to give you mock-up. So if you notice when you were playing with Printful, and hopefully you did, when you upload your design, they're going to give you different pictures of your product on, in different positions and, different whatever. And so you have a bunch of different mock-up options. Okay. It's fairly intuitive. There are some limitations on product customization. There's a lot of competition. There's always going to be competition. So I would not let that stop me. So, and you can get your items seen online in their boosted network feature. So that's another option. Print Aura. You can do customizations to make your brand stand out. They do have a mock-up generator. They have an easy customer order tracking process. There's no limit, no minimum requirements for orders. They can order one t-shirt or a whole bunch. There's no monthly fees. That's always nice. Now, they say there's slow customer service response. The shipping costs can get quite expensive. Shipping is going to be a challenge anywhere. And this company helps you to understand your costs. And so it's easier to figure out. Again, you can create an account. Most of them will let you do a free account so that you can at least log in, upload your design, and then check it out. See what kind of mock-ups you can get. I would definitely do that if there's a free option. And so not all of them will have a free option, but a lot of them will. Upload your design and see what the mock-ups are. And you can always left click on it and download that image and then use it somewhere else. Okay, next is Zazzle. So Zazzle is a well-known print-on-demand site. They have over 1,300 different print-on-demand products. You can receive a profit off of products that you upload, and if somebody decides to buy it, you can get royalties for that, or get a referral fee, a commission, whatever. And if they modify, again, you can get a commission. In some ways it's similar to Redbubble, but it's not exactly the same. And you'll need to make your own store and advertise your own brand if you are doing something brand related. Now, if you're just, creating a bunch of designs because you want to create a bunch of designs and put them up and just get a commission off of whatever anyone picks, then you could do that as well. There are people that just do that. They just make designs all day and just upload them. And transaction fees do apply with some purchases. So there you go. Next, I don't know why I'm having a hard time with my mouse. Sunfrog. So they have an easy to use backend, minimum upfront cost. I feel like something happened with Sunfrog. I need to go look them up because I feel like something major happened to them. I don't know. They may not still be around, but I know they were around for a little bit. Sunfrog, they say that it has a slow website. Yeah, I feel like something's going on with them. Profit margins may be low, and there's a bit of a learning curve if you're not familiar with this business model. So it's an excellent way to get attention to your designs. There's a minimal upfront cost, particularly if you're selling in the US. And creatives who want to market themselves online or build a brand that speaks to your audience, Sunfrog may be for you. Spreadshirt. I always say spreadsheet every time I see that, so I have to slow down and say it. But anyway, you can sell through their marketplace. They have independent stores on another platform. If you have an independent store on another platform, there's a good 20 to 40% commission. Payments are made through PayPal. Shop owners are responsible for advertising themselves, and some custom designs can end up being quite expensive. So it's a convenient way to get started. Oops, went too fast. Okay. Jet print, which I think most of us have probably seen jet print and we just didn't notice. So jet print, whenever you go to an event, like you go to a big conference, like, I don't know, Tony Robbins comes to town and he brings, however many people with him to talk on stage. There's all this stuff that they give out. We call it trinkets and trash. That's really what it is. So they give you lanyards with the name on it, and maybe a wristband with the name on it, maybe a cinch bag or a hand tote or whatever with the name of whatever the event was. And so it's all about marketing. Well, jet print is probably who printed that. They do a lot of like corporate and business products. They print stuff on cups and tumblers and just all kinds of stuff. So, if you feel like you want to use them to help you with your business, your print-on-demand business, again, people don't have to know who you're going through to get this stuff done. You just need to set your margins that you want based on which provider you're using to do whatever it is you're going to do. So create your store, figure out what you want your margins to be, and then mark up the price so that you can get your profit out of it. But this is one of your back-end options, and it's called jet print. So if you're looking to bootstrap a business, this one's a great one, especially with the fact that they have a variety of different products. This is great for summer camp or whatever, when companies have company retreats, which I don't even know if a lot of companies are having company retreats these days because they laying off people left and right. But jet print is one you probably want to go check it out. They do pens and everything, like a whole bunch of stuff. Gelato is one that I said this year I'm going to use them. I actually am very impressed with Gelato. I'm impressed with what I've seen. I have not actually sent any of my print-on-demand designs to them or created an account. So my plan is this year to do it. I said I was going to do it last year. I got sidetracked. But anyway, Gelato. Everything that I've read, everything that I've seen, everything that I've heard about them is impressive. So they are a global print-on-demand company. They have fast service, which again, and they have integrations to e-commerce sites. So direct integrations. There's some other things that they have. You're welcome to go check them out, but I'm still researching it. Then you got Amazon merch, and Amazon merch is one of those that, there's pros and cons to doing Amazon merch. One con is that you have to apply and wait to be approved. There was a time in which they would approve a lot of people just automatically, and then now it's slowed down, especially with the pandemic, and then they started back up again. But, merch can be highly competitive. There are some limitations to the number of designs you can put up before they move you to the next tier, all of that tier stuff. I don't even know if these are the tier numbers anymore. I just became so frustrated because I don't want somebody to limit me on the number of designs I can put up. Now, I will tell you, they want to make sure that whatever you put up is actually selling and moving before they'll move you to the next level. So again, this is where when I talked to Steven, he got himself in trouble because of the fact that he said, we would put up so many designs that they would tell us that we couldn't put up any more this week. And I was like, wow. That is a lot of designs, Steven. He was like, yeah, we went crazy. Once we found something that we liked, like, okay, let's do 9,000 variations on that thing. And so they did a lot of keyword research before they actually put up a listing, which is very, very smart. So before all those tools, they would do that. Okay. So I hope that list is helpful just to give you some insight on what some of the options are. And I want you to go back and I want you to look at some of those providers yourself. Maybe you want to transition. Maybe you just want to stick it out with Printful for a couple of months just to see how it's going to go and then transition to something else. So you can always, use a couple of different print-on-demand providers, decide which ones you want to sample, test them out, figure out the quality, see if the quality is good, look at the margins, see if the margins work for you. And then also look at their processing and shipping time. Those are all things so that you can make the right decision for your business and your business model. If you haven't figured out your business model, I hope today something jogged your memory or kind of like stuck with you and you said, hey, I think I want to do that. Whatever that is, I hope that you found something. So with that, we're going to get into listing optimization for just a little bit, optimizing your listing, The goal is to always create a quality listing. And we looked at a lot of different listings last week. So I'm going to minimize this, maybe not, I don't know. There we go. Okay. We're going to go over to Etsy. Was that helpful? The information about the other providers, was it helpful, not helpful? Let me know. There's someone standing in the fire with you. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So I don't know why this popped up, but okay. Trying to see. Oh, okay. Because of the fact that I pulled some of this stuff up from last time. So that's the reason why. They love to cookie you. So that's what I'm getting right now. But I want you to notice something about Etsy. Gifts for mom. That's not accidental. You wait a couple of weeks, you'll see something that says gifts for dad. You probably will not have to go long before you see something for graduations. I'm surprised I see weddings right here, but I don't see graduations. So, but gifts for her, gifts for mom are here. So let's go see what's in the gifts for mom category. When it comes to, they've got t-shirts, they've got throw blankets, they've got cutting boards. You know that there are print-on-demand cutting boards, just so you know. It's also print-on-demand vases for your flowers. You've got, you know, this print-on-demand, the little baby's feet. There's so many different print-on-demand options, print-on-demand jewelry, but people will do handmade jewelry. Personalized gifts for moms, you know, the majority of that is all print-on-demand, a lot of it, not all of it. So you've got a lot of options here. You've got these throw rugs and you've got paintings. So let's look at these throw rugs for just a second. Oh, there's only one. Yeah, there's only one. Okay, so what is this? This is a doormat. Let me just do a search for doormat. Let's just see what the competition is. There's a few of them. Doormats. So finding a print-on-demand provider, you see what the price range is for these. Here, they are willing to do customizations. Again, you got to know that that's print-on-demand. So whatever their margins are, some people will do print-on-demand and they're doing it themselves, meaning they've got a printing, like they've got the product and then they've got a machine. This one is their top seller, but it's $50. And you look at, I mean, it's nice. And you look at some of these up here and they're nice too. And they're $15. So most loved, you can see the ratings and things like that. You can click on them and then drill down into them. This one's got that video again, which is another opportunity for you. So if you order a sample, don't forget that we talked about the fact that you should probably do a video of the sample and make that be your feature. So we got more videos to showcase the product. The prices are higher. And again, I'm not noticing anything significantly different other than the edges of these compared to the ones that are up there. So I think that's really interesting and telling. So looking at the prices, oh my God, these people have lost their minds. Anyway, there's a lot of different ones that are pretty cool. And you'll see that a lot of them say print on demand. So this one with the flowers is a great idea because they sort of stand out from the others. Everybody else is just doing black text. There's a little bit of design going there and there's a little bit of design going here, but the majority of them are just the text. And so the fact that someone decided, hey, I'm going to do the flowers. Not everybody wants flowers. I'm just going to say that. But doing something different to stand out is not going to hurt you. So you can always, again, make variations of your same product, different colors, different fonts, different shadow effects, and just see what happens. These are not bad. Okay. We could do a deeper dive. We could go and take a look at what the competition is for doormats. And then from there, you know, continue to research doormats to see if this is something that we want to take a look at potentially selling. So this is what the number of results are, 129,000. I was like, wow. But again, I wouldn't let that deter me. It could be somebody throwing up different designs and I'm just going to go take a look at it. What I want to focus on is what was on the first page. And then based on what was on the first page, that will help me to make some kind of decisions. So this is cute with a little mushroom. That's not bad. Star seller. The thing that you also need to keep in mind when you create these listings is that, you know, you got that processing time. And I know I've mentioned that before, but that is so important. So paying attention to your competition before you create the listing, just to see the details of the listing. So this person is a bestseller, this item is a bestseller, but the person was I think a star seller or something like that. And they have over 19,000 views over here. Okay. They've had 93,000 sales. So you could use something like Sales Samurai to look and see what's this person's profit margin off of $25. It's already 50% off, but what's the profit margin off of that? And so if you guesstimated the profit margin, let's just say they only made $5. So $5 off of 93,000 in sales is not bad. It's just doing the math. I'm sure that the profit is more than $5, but if it was just $5 off of $25, like 93,000 in sales, the store is doing okay. You think? I think they're doing okay. So Sales Samurai will tell you some of that information as well. And when you first start, you won't have those kind of numbers, but don't be discouraged. And remember that we do recommend that you cross list on the other platforms. Okay. So you see that there's multiple sizes. You can look at the description. You can see any of the specifics. What I'm curious to find out is their processing. So if the order is placed today, it will be shipped here and it will be delivered here. So their processing time is a few days, at least 4 days at a minimum. And so that's good to know. And you want to know that it's coming from Tennessee is where they say that it's being shipped from. So doormats, not that I would have never thought that there's 129,000 doormats on Etsy, but there are. And just taking a deeper dive at any listing that's already out there, because there are print-on-demand doormat suppliers. I'm also curious about, some of the other, they say gifts for moms, gifts, cards, whatever. So we have coffee mugs. You can get those through Printful. And so looking at the coffee mugs, there's some that have colorful designs on them. Every snack you make me. Oh, that's cute. I'll be watching you. That is very cute. This one just says Mama. It's pretty simple and basic, but it doesn't look like it's a print on demand because it's got a little bit of a fancy bottom to it. So I'm trying to see if I can find a basic print on demand mug in here. Oh, that's really interesting and freaky. That's a pretzel handle. Oh, how funny is that? Very interesting as well. Some people are very creative. I, on the other hand, do not possess that gift. So this one's pretty simple and basic. I love and then your name here. This one is also simple and basic. So this one is a star seller again, 13,000 rating. So let's go and click on this and let's see what information we can glean. They've had over 89,000 sales. 89,000 sales. So they're probably not getting all their sales from Etsy. They're probably driving traffic from other locations to get the sales. Okay. They've got the logo. So this is a basic mug, a mug that you could make or I could make using the mugs that are available on Printful. Now, will I be able to sell it for this price? Probably not, but they got a 50% off. So they've got a little sale going on. I want you to notice that this is the second one we pulled up and they got a little sale. They're showing up on the first page and they got a lot of stars and they got a lot of reviews. My understanding, based on my experience, is that when you do sales of any type or offer special promotions on Etsy, that can help you get more traffic to your store organically. So that is one of the things that I will, when you get to a good place in your business, that I would suggest maybe considering doing a minimum of one promotion a week, if not one promotion every 2 weeks, until you get to a rhythm of getting more sales and then maybe a couple promotions a week. But I guarantee you this person, this seller, probably has a few things that are on promotion. And look at the price, and then $14.99. Now it says 50% off. So people perceive that they're getting a really good deal, and maybe they are getting a really good deal. We will never know because we don't know who our supplier is. They have over 13,000 reviews, which is not bad, and it's very helpful. And they give you a little bit of idea from a processing standpoint. So I'm going to go down here, and you'll see that they got all the words in there. Gifts for birthdays and Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and Father's Day and weddings and Christmas. Like, they got all the words: coffee lovers, baby lovers, friends, like grandpa, grandma. They've got all the words. And so if someone is looking for something for a birthday, they've got the words in there. If they're looking for something for Mother's Day or Father's Day, they've got them in there. Like, they have all of the trigger words. There's some other people that are doing, well, this is more from the same shop. So this shop is doing a lot of customizations, and they say ships today. I wonder who they're using. Very curious. Ships today. That's probably the thing that helps them the most, is that they say that it ships today. It's probably it. Okay. So always go out there, and wherever you decide you're going to list, go do a little bit of research before you get started. Regardless of whether you're doing t-shirts, coffee mugs, whether you're doing doormats, curtains, or shower curtains, whatever it is that you're doing, just do a little bit of research before you get started. So as we continue to go down this path of looking at listings, we actually went through this in session 4, I believe. So you want to make sure that you're optimizing your listings to show up for the search. That's the biggest part of it. Whatever the keywords are that people are going to be putting in to be able to find this item, those are the words that you want to make sure you have either in the title, the description, or that you add it to the tags. Make sure that you are using relevant tags based off of what it is that you are selling and the purpose of the sale. Like, what's the intended use of this thing? So tags and title always matter, and make sure that you're filling out the item attributes, the listing details, so that way Etsy can show your listing to as many people as possible. That's always the ultimate goal, is to show it to as many people as possible. The relevancy of this particular product, like when you put the tags in, make sure that they are relevant to, don't put random tags in there. Put tags in that make sense. And again, if you use eRank or some of the other tools, you'll be able to get an idea of what some of the tags are that might be helpful for your listing based on what you're selling. Okay. So your listing quality, your photos matter, your main photo matters. I've already said multiple times, consider creating a video versus just using the main photo, because people's attention spans are short and they need to see movement. They got to see movement. Make sure that, if possible, that you're using all 13 of the available tags when you create that listing. And you're going back to double check to make sure that the listing quality is good, that your thumbnail photos are the right size, that you have clear titles. On some of the listings, like, you got words on that feature image. So this is the feature photo, and they've got the relevant stuff that's probably getting people to pay attention, is that it ships today. They have the whole your name here. So they've got words on here for sure. Custom photo mug. And so they've got these little, I'm guessing some kind of certifications or whatever. And they've got different colors for the letters. And they've got different sizes, and they're showing this is sort of like the coffee mug in use indirectly because somebody's holding it. They've got the 11 and they've got the 15. Helpful information. And you notice that in this image, they've got words at the top. It's okay you could create this in Canva. It's okay to have words on your images. They're short and to the point. There's not a paragraph or a sentence up here. It's short and to the point. This is relevant because it's telling them the sizes of the coffee mugs. And then they're pointing out a couple of other features of the coffee mug. Why pick this coffee mug over somebody else's? Again, I don't know who their print on demand provider is, and you know, they're probably getting this information directly from the print on demand provider, but this is causing them to stand out because not all coffee mugs will have an image that looks like this. And then thank you for supporting my small handmade business. So she's saying it's handmade. I think some of the color ones are definitely, but the other ones look like regular print on demand. It's entirely possible she's doing handmade. That's going to be very interesting. But again, I want you to notice what she's done with that feature photo. So when we look at some of these other feature photos or whatever it is you're going to be selling, like take note of what you see based off of what you're going to be selling. And then go from there. Okay. Make a note from whatever it is you're going to be selling and then go from there. All right. Go back. All right. So to create a listing, to add your tags and titles, this is the navigation that you're going to go through. And then to add your attributes, you're going to go through this navigation. Basically, both of them, you're going through your shop manager and you're going to click on listings and then you're going to search for the one that you're working with. And on the top one, you're going to click on edit options and edit tags, and you'll be able to enter your stuff there. On the bottom one, you're going to go through and you're going to choose attributes for your listing, and then you can click publish. But you want to make sure that you have filled those in. That's going to help you to get more eyeballs on your listing. The other thing is to do what you can to set the customer expectation based off of, again, whichever print on demand provider you're working with. So if you're working with a supplier that has, you know, a 3-day processing time and then it ships in 2 days, that's 5 days. And you want to set that expectation for your customer. And it wouldn't hurt you to send another email after they buy it. Like, we just want to remind you, this item is going to be processed and shipped in 5 days. And then on the 4th day, say, you know, this item is going to be processed and shipped tomorrow. So you can set up those emails to go out. One of the things we haven't talked about is using a external email provider, and you can, with some of these email providers, you can do integration with Etsy so that way you can set up a workflow that automatically sends your customer an email after X number of days that says whatever it is you want it to say, which is going to be helpful to keep your customer calm and help remind them how long it's going to take. Because when you're using print on demand, there's only a handful of print on demand providers that will guarantee that your item will be shipped in 72 hours. Most of them, I mean, it could be 3 days, could be 4 days, it could potentially be 5 days. So you want to be prepared for that. That's why some print on demand sellers don't do a lot on Amazon unless they're going to do Amazon merch. And they don't do a lot on eBay because, again, people want to receive their stuff, or they want their stuff shipped in a certain amount of time. If you're trying to get the eBay, what is that? Not top ranked seller or whatever. If you're trying to get the eBay status as a seller, which I cannot remember what the name of it is, top rated maybe, then, you know, print on demand is not going to help you get there because you're not going to be able to ship it next day within 24 hours. So those are things you want to set the expectation. And if you want to use an email marketing tool to send that out, that's great. I would encourage you to start with a free email marketing tool. There's a lot of free email marketing tools that will allow you to connect your account to, some of them will require you to pay to do integrations, but some of them don't, and allow you to connect your account to Etsy. So you want to do that search to figure out which ones they are. And you can do an automated email out to your customer after so many days after the purchase has happened. So make sure that you're doing what you can to keep the customer happy, keep them informed. And if you do that, you'll have a better chance of, you know, not dealing with returns and refunds, and they'll reach out to you if there's a problem with the product that they received. That gives you opportunity to handle it directly. So when you're looking at creating listing images, I always encourage you, go look at your competitors. Learn from their mistakes. If you like the feature image, that's great. But if you don't, or if there's something that you see about it, make a note. Again, if you're selling coffee mugs and you're noticing, okay, a lot of these coffee mugs are XYZ, then again, make sure you make a note. And I always click on the negative reviews just so I'm aware. So if I see somebody using like Printful for a product that I'm also selling, yeah, we're selling the same product, meaning they put it on a coffee mug or they put it on a cinch bag or whatever they put their design on or something. And it looks like the same, design that was used from their mock-ups, then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go review or read the negative reviews. And I'm going to maybe update my listing to reflect the opposite of whatever the negative reviews are. Now, if it's a problem with the print on demand provider or supplier, I would probably choose a completely different supplier because I don't want to deal with refunds. I don't want to deal with returns. I don't want customers returning their stuff if they're buying stuff from me. Okay. And you don't want them to either. So you want to add, again, your design. You want to choose the background and add your design onto the product. Some of the main designs or main images are going to have words on them. We just saw that with the coffee mug. And so we also saw it with a couple of the doormats, but the doormats had their own words on them as well. If it makes sense, use elements. If it doesn't make sense, don't use elements. And elements are going to be found in Canva, but some of the other creating tools will have elements as well. If you're planning on branding this, even if it's a print-on-demand business, if you're planning on making this into a brand for yourself, for your business, then make sure you include that or incorporate it, whether it's in the corner, whether it's directly on the product itself, somewhere on the image. Just make sure that your brand is there so that those people that might be looking for Sally's, I don't know, unique toys, they will always be able to find it. They'll be able to see, oh, whenever I see a listing that has this icon in the corner or has these words on it, I know it's always Sally's unique toys. So I want to go check out her entire catalog. Okay. Show your product in use. And we saw the coffee mug where someone was holding it, where they were holding 2 coffee mugs, but showing it in use is always a good thing because then people can imagine themselves having the product. And that's extremely important. You want to make sure you understand the guidelines and recommendations for whichever platform, meaning the size. And we talked about before, like if the image is too small, it's going to be grainy. Also, when you upload designs, like you want the PNG image versus the JPEG whenever possible. You also don't want, like if the image itself, even if it's the right size, is still grainy, you need to get a clear one because it's not going to show up good when you're trying to sell a product. If it's grainy, the appeal is going to go away. You got to be selling something phenomenal for people to ignore the graininess of the image. So, and then you want to make sure that if possible, with your design, you want to look at, once you put up your listing, make sure you go out and click on your listing just to see what it looks like from a customer view. Just scroll through all the images and make sure they look good to you. I would also name my images as I upload them so that way more and more of my products can show up organically. And don't forget, you still have the opportunity to cross-list or cross-share your product across other platforms. Okay. So if you're going to do bulk listings or variation listings, there's some extra steps that you're going to have to follow. This again is when you're selling a large quantity of identical products. Example would be, summer camp t-shirts getting, 1,000 small. Like you want to be mindful of that kind of stuff. And you also want to see whether or not your print-on-demand supplier can handle that. Like, what's the processing time going to be on an order of 1,000 if that's what you're doing? And you want to have that conversation with your print-on-demand supplier. Okay, variation listings, having it in different colors, different sizes. The great thing about the integration is that it will set up the variations for you automatically. So if I'm selling t-shirts and I'm selling in a small, medium, and large, it will create the variation listing on Etsy automatically. But if you're doing it manually, you don't want to set up the integration. You got to keep in mind that you've got to do that yourself. And I would start off with initially limiting it to 3 colors and just test that initially. And then maybe changing it up a little bit and seeing what the response is on the next 3 colors or another 6 colors. So that way, like if a person has to go through 18 different colors to figure out what they're going to do, like that may not happen. So I would showcase it in the 3 colors initially, or 4 or 5 or 6, and make sure that's in the other If you have 12 images, make sure it's one of the others. Okay. If you want to create multiple listings at once, the one thing I would suggest is that if you're creating a design that universally can go on all kinds of stuff, it can go on tennis shoes and leggings and shower curtains and the outside of a trash can. And like if it's going to go on multiple things, then you can go in and duplicate the listing and change it. Like for some of them, you have the ability to do that. You're just changing it and doing an independent listing. Maybe I'm going to do a white t-shirt, then I'm going to do a black t-shirt with white letters and a white t-shirt with black letters. So you can just duplicate the listing. You can also bring in those same keywords and all that other stuff just to kind of help you get those multiple listings up quicker. There are listing tools that are out there, but again, once you get it going, the one thing about finding that one listing that you believe is going to work, creating it multiple times, creating that listing multiple times, it's actually quite easy if you click on duplicate, if you duplicate the listing. So it's going to be easy to bring in the tags, keywords, all that other stuff. So with being an Etsy store seller, some of the things that $1 million stores, and a couple of them that we just randomly looked at are probably close to $1 million in sales, is they do focus on a niche. That's one of the things you want to be mindful of. Doing a little bit of everything is pretty cool. If you decide you want to just focus on t-shirts, then focus on t-shirts. Is there a specific type or design that you want to put on t-shirts? Like if you were going to do t-shirts for moms, and I don't know how many of you are moms on here, but being a mom can be exhausting. And so there's probably all kinds of funny quotes that you could say that you could put on into a mom's t-shirt. That's probably one that there's going to be a lot of competition for. So what if your child is a child prodigy or a genius? Or what if your child, I don't know, is the popular kid in school or whatever it happens to be? Like you can really focus in on that, whatever that topic is. Maybe they're an avid bike rider and they're a mom as well, and they get their kids to bike ride with them. So then, you could use an element and have bicycles across the shirt and have, different sizes going down in size to represent the kids and, and maybe a big one at the end to represent the husband or the dad or grandpa. But they do focus on a niche. So bigger stores that are doing a lot in sales focus on a niche. Number two is that they are building a brand. And so building a brand is extremely important if you plan on doing that. And we talked about building a brand, I believe, in session 2. So something to think about. I also believe that all of these $1 million stores are also sharing, cross-listing their items on social media as well. I didn't put that down, but I'm confident that they're doing that. They're making sure their listings exist on social media, including TikTok. Number 3 is that they have a lot of listings. As I said before, like Stephen and Nate Hibbert didn't get where they were because of the fact they put up a couple of listings. There's nothing wrong with putting up a couple of listings, but what do I have to do to get to 6,600 listings? Well, all I have to do is do 2 listings a day, every single day for a year or less than, I'll probably get really, really close. So I don't have to always do 2 every single day. There's a couple of days where I can just do 1. But the point is 365 times 2 is definitely over the threshold of 600. So it's not a hard thing. It's, 365. If you do 2 times 7 is 14. So I have to create 14 print on demand designs a week and be consistent about it for a year. And I will definitely go over the threshold of 600. I'll be at 730, I believe is the number. So they average 1,000 listings. And that includes some of the, I don't think that includes the cross listing, but cross listing is not going to hurt you. So putting your listings up on Pinterest and putting your listings up on Twitter, even though it's slightly defunct, like putting your listings up everywhere, and they're consistent. And they are focused 100% on longevity. So they have been around for a while, most of them, 3 years. And some of you are going, I don't have 3 years to give this. Well, that doesn't mean that you're going to have to spend 3 years doing it, but you are going to have to be aggressive and spend some time. So if you want to come out the gate creating 5 designs a day, and I will tell you that is what Stephen and Nate Hibbert, like they started off with 5 a day and they would go to 10 a day and then they would go up from there. And they were very consistent, very, very consistent. You can hit that 1,000 really, really fast if you're doing 10 listings a day. 10 listings a day, 5 days a week is 50. Like you can hit that number really, really fast. So the goal for you when you get your store established and you start working on driving traffic to your store is to get at least 10 sales a day. 10 sales a day will help you get closer and closer to having that $1 million Etsy store. And like every single other platform, whenever you get a sale, the algorithm rewards you for that. And so they will show your listing a little bit more. You might get a little more traffic than you otherwise would not have because of the fact that the algorithm is trying to figure out, is this a popular product? Is this something that people want, or is this something else? Work to get reviews and listen to the feedback. Whatever the customers have to say, don't take it personal. Definitely listen to the feedback and make adjustments. Because again, when you first start, it may not always end up where, you know, it may not always end up being what it started off to be. It's going to evolve and grow. That's part of the journey. Don't abandon your store. Yeah, don't get to 1,000 and just walk away from your store. Still put up some stuff, okay, or tweak what you got, whatever, and always focus on good quality. So again, if you're using like Printify, they have different providers for different things. And so one of those providers might be better than the other. So get your samples so that you know, okay, I'm always going to send stuff to this provider when they're available to me in my dropdown. Okay. All right, so order fulfillment, and then we're going to get into designs. Order fulfillment is pretty similar on most of the platforms. I will tell you that it is in most cases. If you're placing an order, especially if you have an integration, like you want to check to see what other integrations are available. So we actually looked at that in session 5. We looked at the integrations that were available on Etsy. We did not look at the integrations that were available on Amazon or eBay. You can go back and look at that, or look at the software itself and see what integrations they say are available. But you want to only use high quality images for your products for sure. You want to determine what integration is available and what that happens to be. If you are selling on a platform where there's not an integration available, then you're going to have to be prepared to manually fulfill your orders. But if you're selling on a platform where there is integration available, I would encourage you to explore it, to try it, to test it. So you want to set up the integration between your supplier and your marketplace, and then you want to place, once you do that, orders can automatically be fulfilled after you set up your billing. So you're going to have to set up your billing with your supplier in order for that automatic fulfillment to happen. The other thing is that, remember when we were doing the Printful listing, we sent it over to Etsy. We have to still go in there and publish it. So you still have the opportunity to go tweak the title, tweak the description, add more images, change out your images, edit the main image. You still have the opportunity to do all that. But you want to make sure that it's accurate, because when it goes to the supplier, you don't want to have deal with a lot of returns because the images that they're seeing are not the same thing that they're actually going to get. So the order processing times and order shipping times are going to be different for each one of the suppliers, and they are separate. So you want to make sure that you note that, not directly, but indirectly in your listing. So you can say that orders will be processed within 5 days if the supplier guarantees that it would be 3 days. You can always underpromise and overdeliver. Underpromise and overdeliver. All of the suppliers do have a quality control process. And so again, your image has to be high quality. And then all of the suppliers have a process for handling returns. You want to make sure you understand the process that they have for handling returns before you actually put up your product listing and plan to use them, especially if it's an integration. Like if that supplier has been known to have some problems, then you probably don't want to use them. Okay. So I hope all of that is helpful. I'm going to pause for just a second and I'm going to let you all ask whatever questions you have while I go and pull up Canva. I'm actually going to pull up a couple of the tools real quick. So eRank. Oh, whatever questions you have, type them in the comments or type them in the chat. Oh, come on. I just went, there we go. eRank. I think the other one is called Marmalade, but it's lead. And something samurai. Oh, Lord. Sourcing samurai? No, I'm not going to get it right, am I? No, it's very funny. Let's see. Sales samurai. That was close. It was another S. Samurai, I think. All right, sales samurai. And what was the other one? Everbee? I think it was Everbee. Everbee, I think. All right, I think these were the 4. Okay, so this one is eRank, which is the one that I suggested. They have the lower price. You can see what the trends are, and you can see what the comparisons are. They give you an opportunity to look at the pricing, which I do like. Again, and then some of the research that you'll see. Top print on demand, they're telling you. Top keywords, they're giving you that information. Top Etsy sellers, they're giving you that information, thereby giving you opportunity to go reverse engineer some of these stores and figure out, okay, this is the way that I should probably do it. Also making a note, marketing for Father's Day. There you go. I talked about that. Traveling is going to be a huge thing in the US this summer. Okay. And wedding season. So they're already like, they've got blogs about it. Whenever you see that, that's an indication to you. Like if you didn't already make the transition to begin, preparing for that holiday or those specific things, then you should probably go ahead and start doing that. So you can go into the features, you can read their blogs and get more information. So Marmalade is another way for you to grow your sales with real shopper keywords. So you'll see that they're using long tail keywords and you can get some of the statistical data. You've got these are nice. Like you can click on them and get some more detail. So this is price breakpoints. They're giving you that data, side-by-side comparisons on long tail keywords, searches, whether or not an item is coming up in the searches, seasonality, real engagement, long tail. So real engagement is always what you want. And so you can go and take a look at Marmalade. The only thing about Marmalade is you can't see their pricing. I think you have to set up an account to be able to see their pricing, which is slightly annoying. So yeah, get Marmalade. He's just going to make me create. Okay, so here's my pricing. So for entrepreneur, $19 a month, and this is what you get. So $19 a month for entrepreneur. So I guess if I change, do I have the ability to change any of these numbers? No, I don't. So there you go. 50% of the shops that have Marmalade do better. So that price is not bad for all the stuff that you get. So you can come and take a look at it and see if it works for you. The next one is Sales Samurai. So it is your all-in-one tool for massive Etsy SEO growth. And I believe this is the one that's kind of giving you some more data about the number of sales per store. And then it's also breaking down from the sales per store, the average, what it's predicting is the average sales price. And then you can go see what the volume is. So you have $9 monthly, or you got $99 for the year. You're going to gain access to long tail keywords, tags, real Etsy sales search volume so you can see what the search volume is. Not a bad tool. Again, something to think about, Sales Samurai. Last one is Everbee. So find the best products to sell on Etsy in seconds, similar to eRank and some of the features and what it will give you. So you can find those high in demand products and then do like the Hibbers and go create 50 billion variations of it. It's $7.99 a month, and then you got the $29.99. So those are your choices. You also have a free option. You got 10 searches per month versus 30. Okay. All right. So was that a little bit helpful to kind of give you some more decisions that you need to make? And do we want to go ahead and work on a design together? Tell me what we want to do for those that are still on the call. You can just type it in the chat and let me know. I will unmute, allowed to talk, allowed to talk, allowed to talk. Okay, so how can I be of service to you right now to help you? Do we need to create some designs together? Are there some questions that I can answer with regarding to creating designs? Because I want you to get a design up. We're gonna have to stop and make sure everybody got a design up. That is so important. Get one design on Etsy, even if you have to do it manually. Who does not have at least one design up on Etsy at all? Like not one. Whether it is the physical.
I do not.
You do not. Okay. So what do I need to do to help you to get to that place where you're ready to rock and roll with at least one design?
Create a design.
Create a design. Okay. What do you want to create? What do you want to create? What kind of design do you want to create?
Design for a t-shirt.
Okay. And what do you want it to be? That's what I'm asking. What do you want it to be?
Something regarding cooking.
Cooking?
Yes.
You got a quote you want to give me? Something that you think is fun or whimsical or that you really like when it comes to a quote? We can do a Google search for cooking quotes. So let's do that. Cooking quotes. All right. Let's see if we can find something short and to the point. Let's see. Images. Let's see what we can find. All right. No cook is born a great cook. Okay. No one is born a great cook. That's what I think it says. No one is born a great cook. So that's one related to cooking. The secret ingredient is always love. Oh, that's so cute. Let's do that. So I'm just going to start with a blank sheet of paper, and the secret ingredient is always love. I can choose one of these. I could choose any of those, or I can just start with a text box and we can fancy it up. So the secret ingredient, oh gosh, let me make that secret ingredient, I can spell, is always love. Okay. So we have the text, and then we can decide what font we like. So I just started with a blank sheet of paper. I'm gonna go ahead and center that. I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. So let's make this much bigger. All right, so now I've made it a little bit bigger. And change up some of these fonts. So this one, I want it to be cursive of some type. So let's see if we can find something cursive that we like. If you see a design for cursive that you like, then tell me to stop. Otherwise, I'm just going to randomly choose something. Let's see. I don't like that one. Okay, let's go with Benedict. Oh, so I'm going to have to, sorry, hold on. Clone this. Come on. Thank you. There we go. All right, so we're gonna use, this is gonna be a different, actually, let's do a couple of these. So the secret ingredient is always love. So we're gonna do love by itself. So we're gonna put him down here. And do I like that font? Not feeling it. I don't know if I like that one. That's plain. What is this one? Okay, kind of like that one. I like that love. All right, so we're gonna make that one be our love. And we're gonna change the size just a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. So there we go, love. All right, so the secret ingredient. So secret, I'm gonna make bold. So I'm gonna clone this again. And get rid of this and get rid of these two. So keep these two. Maybe we'll change that to something else and change this up. So let's choose a font, shall we? The secret ingredient, something is bold. And all right. That is really big. So let's come down a little bit. All right. All right. We'll keep as always, and we're going to duplicate this one more time, and then let's put this thing together. So let's make ingredient similar to love. I don't even know what font that was. That's right. Okay. All right. So this is Catlin. All right. Let's go over here. And let's do, I think it's this one. And we're going to make this 44. All right. Okay, and then as always, I'm just changing up the fonts just because I can. All right, so I think I liked Futura. Let's just. We're gonna make this a little bit smaller. Maybe just a little bit smaller. All right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna change ingredient. All right. Okay, so what else do you want this on? You still there?
Yeah, apron.
An apron. Okay. So let's put it on an apron, shall we? So how long did that take me to do? How long did that take me to do? Long, not long.
Long,
It didn't take me long.
not long at all.
Yeah. All right. So we got, whoops, come down. So we are going to choose 96. I think that works. All right. So we have the secret ingredient. As always, I feel like love just needs to be a little bit bigger. Don't you agree? Okay, maybe that'll work. All right. I don't know if it's perfect, but hey, it works. All right. Sorry about that. So now I'm going to group all these together. Okay, so now it's all one grouping. And then since it's all one grouping, I am going to share it, and I want to share it. Let's go see if we have a print on a design. Let's see if we have an apron. Apron, nope. We have shirts. We'll do an apron in just a second, but we have shirts. Well, we have to change our color on the shirt. You'll never be able to see it. So the secret ingredient is always love. There's your shirt. So within Canva, if you want to see what the design is going to look like, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, a little more bold, you can do that. So you can always switch it up, change it up. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to share this out to, whoops, come down. I'm going to download it. Let's go see if we can find an apron, shall we? Make it transparent, download. Okay, who else needs something? Anything is the listing process. Okay. Well, Marissa, we can work on that. All right, so I'm going to share this design with you, Hazel. People can access it. If you want to put your email address in the chat, I can share this design and you can play with it all you want to and move it around, blah, blah, blah. Change it up, make it into more than what it is right now.
Okay, you need my email address?
If you want to put it in the chat, I don't think you want it in the record. Just
Okay.
Chat. And then I can just copy it and quick send it. If you type it in the chat, we can do that, and then we'll work on Miss Marissa. She says that her listing, my thing is more of the listing. So we'll talk about that in just a second. All right, did you put it in the chat? I'm waiting. As soon as I see it, I'll copy it. Are you sending it somewhere else? All right, well, whenever you get a chance, I'm going to go ahead and move on. So I got to log in to Printful, and I don't remember my test account. I'm going to guess at what my test, oh, I'm still logged in. Okay. So welcome back. All right, so I'm going to go in and find an apron. So all right, so we got, oops. Okay, so we got an apron. Let's see what, let's go. Let's go. Okay, just stop. There you go. I understand. All right, so we have an apron here. I don't want it here. I don't want it. Fine. I'm not going to design directly on there. So I don't want it that high up, but whatever. Let me go and the white. There we go. Which is the white one. All right. So I feel like that is way too tiny. Oh, that is pathetic, and very much so. That's as big as Printful is going to do it. Oh, I want something that like covers the whole thing. So I would probably contact Printful and say, look, I don't want this little tiny box that you want to put it in. Let me just see. That is as big as the box is. Oh yeah, I need to resize the box. Do I have the ability to resize the box? Are they gonna let me resize the box? Mm. Some of them they will let you customize and some of them they won't. So I would have to figure out how to resize the box.
Okay, I sent you my email address.
Okay. All right, so I'll send this design to you, but this box is way too tiny for this. Like, look at the size of that box. Like, who's gonna do that? Like, I want big. It's a whole apron. I need to be able to change the size of the design box. That is way too tiny. That's way too tiny. I do not want a tiny design. So I need to figure out how to change the size. I've never had that problem before. Oh, I think it thinks I want to do embroidery and I don't want to do embroidery. I want to do print. Go back. Leave. Yeah, that's embroidery. And this is print? This is eco-friendly. Yeah, that's embroidery. All right. So that's the reason why it's so tiny, because they're only doing embroidery. Cotton apron. What am I doing with this one? Okay. This does not say embroidery. I want printing. There we go. Now I'm happy. It's a little bit better. Go to my design. Oh, I need to change my color. I'm not gonna be able to see anything, am I? Change my color from black. Okay. I would have liked to have had a white one, but okay. And so can I make it any bigger? The box is there. So yeah, hold on. I'm trying to stay in your little box there. Come down. Thank you. Okay, I'll make it bigger. All right. So they want me to make a bigger size, but I'm in the box. Okay. That's much better. That's much better. So I would have to make my design a little bit bigger than what it is right now. Once I make the design a little bit bigger, we won't get the little red X, but this is better. I wanted a white apron, but I guess not. These are my choice options. So that's all I got. All right. That's all I got. They want me to change my design, so I've got to make it bigger. But it's not complicated, so I'll go ahead and make this bigger for you. Let me resize. And I need to make it, I think 2000, at least by 2000. Nope, undo. Whoa. Okay. We're not doing that. Show more. I don't know all these sizes that I put. There it is, 2000 by 2000. Resize. There we go. I think we're gonna get somewhere now. All right, let's download this one and then re-upload it. Transparent. All right, let's go replace our image real quick. And you still don't like it? Oh, well, I don't know what the problem is. Oh, it's overlay on the overlay. There we go. All right. Still don't like it. All right, well, I would have to play with it a little bit more to figure out what it doesn't like, but we got it on there. I still think it works. So there you go. All right. So I will play with the design a little bit more and I'll send it to you and figure out what else it doesn't like. But I mean, it didn't take me long to do that. Okay, so then the next thing would be, I think Miss Marita was saying to create the listing. So in this example, it's just a matter of pushing the item over to Etsy. It's not going to let me push it over. I can say save the templates. That's as far as it's going to let me go because it doesn't. It wants my size to be bigger. It's like it's not going to let me click on generate files. So it's in my templates. That's as far as I'm going to get with this one. But if I go back and I go back to my products, specialty orders, and then let's go back to Nicole, back to the dashboard. There we go. What are my products that I already have, product templates? Let me see if it'll let me work with this one. I'm going to click on add to store. So once I create it, I'm going to see if it'll let me add this one to store. It may not let me. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add to store. It's already connected to my Etsy store. So I'm going to proceed with mockups. I won't do all the colors. I'll just do those. I don't know if what it'll look like on red. I have no idea. But anyway, we are where we are. All right. So hide the mockups option from the next upgrade. No, I'm just going to go ahead and choose mockups. So then we have this one, which is awesome. Main mockup, it says. And then we have additional mockups. So I can choose this one and this one and this one and this one. I'm just literally grabbing a whole bunch of pictures. I have no idea what it looks like on red. Let's just see. Oh, okay. And this one. All right. So we have our main photo and we're proceeding with mockups. Now, this is where I would change the title. You can see that it just says organic cotton apron. So since this one is all about the secret ingredient is love, like you could go with a Mother's Day sort of semi-themed, a female or male or whatever, Father's Day too. You could go with the theme in the title that's more for people who love to cook. So you have to decide what those keywords are going to be. I can use eRank to help me figure out what I think the title should be. I can also go and look and see what aprons are already out there and if I can get some inspiration from the titles that are already out there. So aprons, and I'm not going to say for her or for him, I'm just going to say aprons. So we've got personalized aprons, we've got embroidered, which we're not doing embroidered. We've got kitchen gifts for her. Okay, then you got custom aprons, personalized aprons. Let's go down. Let's see what we got. Personalized aprons, custom aprons, personalized. So most of these are personalized. Chef Albert, that's so cute. Customized, personalized. So the thing that they're all, the ones that we're seeing right now are starting with the customized, personalized is the first word. So they want you to know that you can customize or personalize this apron, which is great for you to know for Mother's Day. But if you're going with an apron that's already got something on it, then the next thing is you got to figure out which. So no, this is a funny kitchen apron. So that one is cute. And they don't say personalized or customized at the beginning, which is good. A lot of these. This is funny. So this apron is for people who are great cooks who love their families, right? I think can go wrong with that. So people who are, what is the words that they were using over here? So we've got printed, personal. I don't want any of those words. We have, it's a linen. So what this one is, let's just see, it's organic cotton. So we can say organic, well, this says organic cotton apron. So we can say, we could use a feeling word like passionate. We could use a feeling word like funny. This is funny. That is cute. So most of them say funny, and we can start with something that's less funny, like a loving or a passionate. So I'm going to, I would probably do some more research, but anyway. Loving. Apron. I got to find some more words, but anyway. So it's for those people who love to cook. I think, just see what else they had in here. We're not doing custom. No bitching in my kitchen. That's cute. Funny apron for women, funny apron for him or her. It's not really about, you can put women and men. So we could say women and men. And what else do we want to say about this apron? There's probably some more words that we want to put, but you get the idea. So women and men. Okay. So those people who love to cook. And then I would change the title. I mean, change the, where I would add some more sentences up above this. If you want to keep this, I would just put another paragraph up here. So I put another paragraph that kind of is tailored to those people who love to cook in the kitchen. Or you're a person who loves to cook for your family in the kitchen or their loved ones. You love to entertain, and this apron is for you. And I would write some of that words and da 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 da, just to kind of get the feel for it. And then we are at the size guide, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead to proceed with pricing. So $22, and we're going to say that we're going to increase it by, I don't know, $10. We'll say $10. Okay. No, we're going to go up. We're not selling it for $10. I'm going to sell this for $34.95. Let's just do 30. Well, $34.95. Let's just see. Apply. So we have a $12 profit. Now I'm going to submit to my store. So now the product is being added to my store, newly added to my store. Now, if I go up to my store shop, hold on, and then go to my dashboard, go to my listings. Then once I go down to listings and I go to drafts, it's there. It's going to be there. Here's the draft. Now, I would probably, these are all like the images that, are there. So you can see all of the images. Secret ingredient is always love. You got another one. Whoops, I don't mean to crop it. Another one, secret ingredient is always love. You've got this one. Secret ingredients always love. So you've got some great ones, and then you have this one. This one could become the main one. You could decide you want to change it up and make this the main one. And then you can also upload it to placeit.net. So once you figure out, oh, come on. I don't know what the password is. I hope this is it. Log in. All right, so we're going to do apron. And let's see if we can find something that's close to our apron. So let me go look at our apron real quick. Let me just see if there's anything special about it that I need to be mindful of. So it's got a block up here and a little strip right there. So you want to get sort of the same kind of look and feel so you don't run into problems with your apron. Okay, so it's got sort of that block up there, not exactly the same. Try to find something that works. Why is this little strap thing here? None of our stuff is going to have the little strap thing. All these pictures have that little strap thing on them. Can I get one without it? All right, so you may have to edit the picture. Okay, this one does not have one. So let's, whoa. This is a video. Okay, so this is a video. He's moving. All right, let's upload. Import from downloads. Whoops, not that. Import from your device. And crop. And we're going to make the color white. We can't sell white. We're going to have to make it that tannish color or whatever. I don't know what the color is. You got to go figure out the color though. All right, so I don't know if we're close. I don't think we're at the color, but I think you get the idea. All right. All right, so let's play. Oh, this is a vertical video. Oh, okay. For those people who want to do this on TikTok, there you go. Placeit is helping you. I did not know I was getting a vertical video. Kind of awesome. We'll see what happens. Let's do what it's going to do. Okay, so Miss Maritza, did that help you at all a little bit? Or did you want me to go take a deeper dive into titles and the keyword research? Because I literally pushed it over. Go ahead.
No, it's helpful. I haven't had an opportunity to do it, so maybe I try, and then if I have any questions, I'll ask in the next meeting.
Absolutely. Or before the next meeting.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do books and we're going to do books and stuff next.
Okay.
Okay. Well, they even have music. I don't know about this music. Not a fan. Yeah, I didn't need the music. Yeah, but that's kind of cute. I don't know that that's really my color, but that's okay. If it's not your color, the thing you can do is you can click on custom. You can go and try and find your color. They have some more color blocks. So I could have probably chose one of these. I think it's a little bit lighter. Ours is more of a taupey tan though. So maybe it's this one. I don't know. Anyway, you would want to find your color hue and then do that. I think this is closer to what? Nope. Not even brown enough. Yeah, it's not brown enough. But anyway, I think you get the idea. So you got to find your color, blah, 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 and find it and place it as much as possible, make it look like yours. Then you can download it and you can upload it like this one. We could download and change the music, download and upload it to TikTok. You can download it and upload it to wherever you want to. Once you get it worked out, because I didn't know I was picking a video because I wasn't paying attention. So pay attention to what you do, otherwise you'll make mistakes like I did. But let me see if I can get back to, there we go, aprons. So did that help anybody? Anybody at all? It didn't take me that long to do it. So when I say, when I talk to like Stephen and Nate, and if you do this, like, you know, I could have knocked this out if I was really focused and serious, probably knock it out in 15 minutes. I create the design in 5 minutes, choose my settings, choose all of the stuff, change the title, change the description, download my pictures from Placeit, and then create the listing and push it over to Etsy, and I'm done. So if you spend 15 minutes doing it, then in 1 hour, you could have 4 designs up. If you spend 30 minutes doing it, then in 1 hour, you could have 2 designs up. So you can get to your quota. If your goal is just to create 2 a day, 365 days out the year, that's 730 listings. That's not bad. And you're only spending 1 hour doing it. Now, again, I would focus on the niche instead of, I mean, like Nate and Steven, like they would go after a lot of listings in a day, not just 1 or 2. And there's nothing wrong with that. What they recommended to my team and to me was to always do a minimum of 5 every day. So if you do 5 every day, if you pace yourself out, you can knock out 5 in maybe an hour and a half, or you can knock out 5 in 2 hours. Every single day, 5 days a week is what they recommended. So if you can commit 2 hours, you can get to that store growth that you're looking for. You can go after those niches. You can create variations of the same product. I am just not finding one without that little clip on it. Does this one have a little clip on it? I don't want the little clip. I don't know why they all have it. Ours does not have a clip, right? I'm like crazy. No, there's no clip on it. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So I got to find one without the clip. Once I find one without the little clip on it, I think I'm good. So, and you can do one of these, like this is oh, that's another video. Nope, 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 nope. We're not doing another video. So I want non-videos. Can I just get static photos? So I hope this is helpful to everyone. I hope you use it to get going in your print-on-demand business. If you have any questions this week, please hit me up. I want to see everybody get a listing up. I want to see everybody have something amazing listed, and or, you know, just something. I don't care if it's squiggly lines. Believe it or not, some people like squiggly lines. So
Could I use that saying on some other product?
yeah, you can go put it on a coffee mug. You can go put it on whatever you want to, t-shirt, whatever you want to. It's going to be your design. I'm just going to send it to you. So you can do whatever you want. It's your call.
So Nicole, if we wanted just to kind of, you know, me being a beginner, just streamline, like, would it be more of like an Etsy printable kind of combination to start, so it's not overwhelming?
Yes, I would do that as a starting point.
Okay.
Just to get your feet wet.
Yeah.
And after you get your feet wet and you've done a few designs, maybe you get like 20 up or, you know, 30 up, then you can venture into, let me go, let's cross share it onto other platforms, or cross share my Etsy listing, because then you're going to drive them back to Etsy so that the order can be auto fulfilled, right? So I can go share it onto Facebook. I can share it on Facebook Marketplace. If I want to create a fan page, like if you're thinking about a brand, which is what we talked about way back in session 2, then you begin that journey of establishing it as a brand. And so get your fan page up and then start sharing your Etsy listing onto that fan page and driving some traffic to whatever that niche is, or, you know, building an audience that is passionate about whatever that niche happens to be. And then begin that process of gradually feeding that audience your stuff. So make sure you cross-list your items onto Pinterest, because Pinterest is all about photos, and so is Instagram. Okay. And yes, I do recommend, I mean, you can do the free place it, or you can do the paid. I have a paid account because we do a lot. We have a lot coming up. So next week when we talk, like you've already seen my pictures, but we do, I mean, because I just accidentally showed them, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We have our books coming out. We have a lot of books that are coming out. And so with our books, we have a 90-day Amazon book, 90-day Etsy, 90-day eBay, 90-day, like all of these are 90-day planners to get how to get going in the first 90 days. And before the end of the year, we'll have a 90-day print on demand coming out. So we'll have a boatload of books that we're putting out there in the universe to help people to get started on any platform in the first 90 days. So that's what you saw when I was like, that's not it. It's like, go get your designs. That was not it. So yeah, you just have to jump in there and get started. Get started. I don't even know what's in my folders. I have no idea what's in there. We have our ebooks. I don't know. This is our 90-day planner, but we're not using these pictures. So we have the 90-day eBay planner, 90-day Amazon. These are the autism ones that I showed you guys last week that we played with. I think this one was from another print on demand class. I've done a couple of different print on demand classes. So yeah, we're cranking out stuff. I want to encourage you to do it. Invest. You can give this business 2 hours a day, just 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and just be consistent about it. Just be consistent and then cross-list it on the other platforms. Those are the 3 things I'm going to suggest. You do eventually need to find a niche, but again, just start and be consistent for 30 days. You will be inspired by something. Something will come to you. You'll be inspired by it, and then you can go down that path. Maybe you're starting off doing stuff with cats or dogs or something, and you're like, this does not inspire me. And maybe for me, like autism inspires me, or maybe ebooks inspires you. Then go down that path, but just take action initially so you can get going. You got to build some momentum. So what questions can I answer? What can I help you with? I just want you to have a design up, and I want to make sure you got it. And Hazel, I will email you that design. So you can just play with it all you want to. Like you can open it up in Canva, edit it, ungroup it, change the font style to whatever you want. Put some flowers next to it and maybe a wooden spoon across the side. Like I could go to town if I was really like wanting to do something with it. I would add some more stuff, put a wooden spoon on here and put some other stuff. You can decide what you want to do. So I'll send this to you, okay? All right. Well, unless you have something else, let me know if you need some help. I am here for you, and you can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session. Let's knock this out. Let's get it going. Let's get your designs up. And then once we've kind of got our feet wet, then we're going to jump into some AI and be like, mind blown. Your mind will be blown just a little bit from AI. All right. Well, if that's it, I'm glad that you all were here, and those that are listening to the replay, same offer goes to you too. So if there's something you want me to look at or help you fix or whatever, let me know. And we're going to say good night for now. All right. Bye, y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anytime.